Cool, cool, cool. I'm sure you'll find some along the way, like, when am I going to brake? Here we go.
Alright, I take it you want to go first?
Yeah. Well, she wants me to go first.
Well, it's kind of hard to...
Bless you.
Come on up.
Pops up?
Yep.
Okay.
Your name's Josh, right?
Yes.
Clear, clear, clear.
Alrighty. Take a step down. Take a seat. You're good to go.
Alright. See ya.
Hop on down for me. Right over there.
Right.
Zip is clear, zip is clear. Good, stand up for me. Platform's right there. You're good.
I can't...
There you go.
I got you. You're fine. Take your time. Pull yourself on up, however you need to. Awesome. I'm gonna have you work your way around this way just a little bit for me. I'm gonna have you hop on down. Or walk on down.
I don't hop very well.
Zip is clear, zip is clear. This is my go-to phrase, and then I have people like, I don't hop. I'm sorry. If you want to keep moving just a little bit more for me.
Are you braking with your right or left?
Left.
Okay. I keep pressing down, but it doesn't feel like...
You gotta put a lot more pressure behind it. It's okay. If you need to grab just a little bit, that's fine, but don't full on squeeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta kind of feel what's comfortable for you. Use your most dominant hand is usually my suggestion, because that probably feels more comfortable than anything else. I just use my left hand because that's how I was taught. I mean, I've used both hands before. You should see my other glove. This one's brand new for me today. I had to break it in. This one I've had for probably about a month, and I don't use my right hand that much. This next one we're about to do is called Pine Grove. I'm really not sure why. As you go down Pine Grove, I like the nickname it's been given. It's called Impaler. Don't worry, you're not going to bounce off those trees. This is usually when I talk about, bouncing off or trying not to spin, but both of you did really well, and I wanted to make sure you knew ahead of time. Pine Grove, this zip goes through a small section of pines that was planted here for the golf course that used to be on property. She mentioned Caddy, our golf cat. We were a golf course for many, many years called Windy Hills. Two things you want when you go golfing, wind and hills. For whatever reason, tourism has changed out here. So you have people that want to go hiking, boating, stuff like that. Golfing just doesn't seem like an outing you want to do when you go to the Hocking Hills. Which is a shame, because, there are people that would like to. There are a few places around here. You go further north or south, you'll find some golf courses. You can just go putt-putt there at the next to Walmart and the Arby's.
Yeah.
Probably not the same. I don't know. I'm not a big golf fan. As you go on down this one, same thing. Watch how you sit. Make sure you don't bounce off the trees. The high score is 5, though, if you want to break the high score. No takers? Probably smart. It's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
It is a similar speed and distance as the one you just did. We'll continue on. Keep an eye out for some of those cool things like wildlife. If you see anything you have questions about, please ask. Here we go.
Come on up.
Oh, I get to go first
You
this
get
time?
to go first this time. So where are you guys coming from?
Akron.
Akron, alright, I have something in Akron. Take a step down. Take a seat. You're good to go. Come on up. One more?
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
It's okay. So you're on vacation?
Yeah.
How long?
We're going back home tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we were. I mean, we got here yesterday during the
just
day
a
and everything.
short
Yeah, just a little short one.
Take a step down. You're good to go.
There we go.
Someone really wants a hug. Hop on down. Right over here for me. Zip is clear, zip is clear.
How's it going?
I'm just so afraid I'm not going to see his hand to break.
Alright, so this next zip is kind of the last of our bunny slopes, our beginner hills. We're going to go down another 250 feet on Poplar Gulch. We're using this tulip poplar and that tulip poplar over there. Now, they're really not actually poplars in the Magnolia family, but I don't think you all care. Unless you're a forester or arborist or anything else like that. As you go down this zip, though, it is fun to look off to your left because you have a bit of a clearing. Off into that clearing, you will see your next zip. A bit of a sneak peek. Unless you're still worried about that bright signal, just keep staring at me. I understand. Poplar trees. Great for telephone poles, housing lumber, paper. Not a very pretty color. Native Americans love them for their canoes. The one right here next to us, you see it very tall and straight. Not a whole lot of branches, so not a whole lot of knots when you would carve that wood out. The process took about a year and a half, 2 years. The first year was just killing the tree. Now, they took their time. All they had to do to kill the tree instead of like actually knocking it over was they would take about 6 to 8 inches all the way around the bottom of bark off, which is called girdling. And they would let all the water drain out of it, so that way the wood was seasoned and easier to carve out. The next year they would knock it over, start carving it out, and they would burn some of it to save some of their time. I mean, they had things to do. They had crops to grow, kids to raise, stuff like that. So you'd let some of it burn down, carve out the ashes, and carve in a little bit more, burn it again, so you have this massive boat, somewhere between, 20, 30, 40 foot long. That's a big canoe. That was their process. Really kind of cool. We would still do that. We followed their kind of method when we came over here as settlers. I've been to a few like festivals or kind of like rendezvous or fort celebrations where they're doing the exact same process. They're carving it out and lighting a fire, standing around having a good time, and enjoying the festival. Any questions before we take off down here in Poplar Gulch?
No.
All right, cool. That sounds like a sigh of excitement, so here we go.
You got first to go.
Oh no.
Come on up. So you guys staying in a cabin?
Yeah.
Who all is with you? Your family?
My son and his wife, and then my youngest daughter and their 3 kids.
All right. So full cabin.
Yeah, it's a very...
Me and my wife have 2 of the kids. My sister has 1 of the kids.
Oh, okay. So she
Yeah,
doesn't have
have-
3 kids.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry, yeah, that made it sound like you guys all had 3 kids.
Take a step down.
You good?
I just have a hard time seeing him put his hand up because of all the greenery.
You'll see it better once you're closer.
Take a seat. You're good to go. Come on up. Watch your hand. Take a step down. You're good to go.
Having a hard time that very last part.
Yep.
That's okay. Everything else is working out.
Yep.
Up on down. Zip is clear, zip is clear.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Alright, so this next one, excuse me, next one we're about to do is called Exhilarator. As you can see, it looks a little more exhilarating. It's about the same distance as those 3 zips we just did put together. Each of those, like I said, was around 250 feet. This one is 750 feet. Now, with this one, there's a few things you can add to your excitement levels. You can go a little bit faster if you'd like. 2 ways to go a little bit faster is to try to lay as flat as possible, called planking. Part of our Tree 90X program, abs in 60 zips or less. Yeah, I know, right? Pretty good.
Nice.
Unless you thought you were on vacation. No, you're here to work out. Or you can just go for the cannonball. Pretty easy stuff, like you jump into a pond or pool at home, knees up. Woo! Cannonball! Woo! Now, if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not forcing you to. And then screaming is optional, but if you're nervous, letting out a joyful noise might help. Screaming, squealing, screeching releases endorphins, helps you calm down. Now, with this one, if you do cannonball or plank, you don't want to hold on to the entire time. Because if you go from cannonball to wrecking ball to human paintball, that's no good. Now, it's probably not going to happen, but if you want a cannonball or plank, about the time you see my brake signal, sit forward. If you sit forward, create a little bit more drag on your body, will slow you down naturally. This is another one of those. Keep your balance, don't spin on me. Yeah. Exhilarator, great name, I think. It was a lot of fun. Now, I don't know if you've had any kind of mindsets like, man, what's the way to go ziplining slower? There is. It's called going for a hike. There's no way to zip slow on these cables, so you'll get stuck. And most of you probably didn't enjoy that self-rescuing, so keep that in mind. Especially on this one, I mean, you get stuck out there, 150 feet or 200 feet. That's a long way to pull yourself in. And then you'll be tired. I'll be tired for you because I'll have to pull you in as well. This is a fun zip. You're going to see a lot more. I actually enjoy these zips as we get longer because you have actually time to look around. There's some of you still too concerned to look around. The longer zips give you that time. Just kind of glance around. Great spot to see deer. Maybe we get to that platform. I don't know yet. Occasionally we have a fawn or two hanging out underneath our platform. They're just around the course. They're kind of, not tame, what's the right one? They're just used to us. Like, they don't care that we're there. You can't just walk up and pet them. They're not like domesticated animals. But we've been here for 11 years now. So these deer are kind of like, crazy humans in the trees again.
Yep.
Screaming meanies.
Yeah, that's right. Here we go. Woo!
Come on up. So how old are your kids?
My daughter is 8. Sorry. She'll be 9 in January, and my son will be 6 in November.
So did he start kindergarten, or is this his first year?
Yeah, he's starting kindergarten this year.
All right, are you ready for that?
Yes.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. My wife more so than me. She stays at home with the kids, so.
She's ready for some quiet time.
Yeah.
Is it a full day kindergarten?
Yeah.
Or is that all right? Take a step down. You're good to go. Woo!
Not bad.
Little hot. So I didn't fall backwards.
That is, that does happen. Hop on down right over here for me. Zip is clear, zip is clear. Feel me, I want to go around the other side so that way I'm not in your shot.
Okay, gotcha.
This is my best side.
He's still yelling. It's awesome. Slow down.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. No, you all right?
Yeah.
You good?
All right.
I could not get my hand to come down. It was going so fast.
You're all right. I got you. So now I slowed you down a little bit. Are you okay? All right, go to that top step for me.
It was like my hand kept bouncing off the wire, off the cable.
Hop on down right over here. You got a confident, firm grip. I understand people do that a lot with their hands to kind of bounce. How are your legs doing?
They're okay.
All right. Zip is
Good.
clear, zip is clear. We got padding for a reason, but I don't like to use it unless absolutely necessary.
Right.
So.
I was panicking because I was like, okay,
Yeah.
he's going to be putting his hand up pretty quick. But it was weird because I tried to do this and then I tried to cup it a little bit. Yeah.
All right. So a bit more of a firm grip down. I mean, if worst comes to worst, you can probably balance yourself still, but put both hands down if you really feel like you need to break. Honestly, that wasn't bad though. I've had much worse entries.
Well, yeah, because the other ones weren't coming in as fast, and I think that's what freaked me out.
No. There's a lot going on, and we teach you things pretty fast, and I just kind of take off with a big smile on my face. And you're probably like, he's crazy. And I am, don't get me wrong. But if you have any concerns or questions, you want us to try something else, let us know.
Okay.
Now this one's a little bit shorter, a hair faster. Keep that in mind on this next one. Now it's kind of hard to see right now, but there is a small pond we're zipping over. This one is called Struck's Pond. There was a farmhouse here, the whole family was here, they were called the Strucks. At least that's what we're told to say. I've done a little bit of research. It's kind of hard to find who lived here and what, because property lines have changed a whole bunch. There was more than one farm here. Everyone said there was one big farm. A 300-acre farm back during the 1800s here in Ohio was very, not strange, I want to say. It was very rare. People didn't have that much money for that much land, though there were a few places that did have that much. Now, the pond was dug. It wasn't there originally. The family dug that pond out because the farmer himself, Farmer Struck, was targeting his livestock from up here on the hill to down to the river. Beyond the tree line, there is a river. Also beyond that tree line is a cliff. Now, cows and cliffs don't mix too well unless you like ground beef. So, we brought him on down, brought him back. Take a little bit more time out of his day. So they dug this pond out. Now, it's been a long time since we had any farm animals on property. Occasionally, the 4-H lambs escape someone's farm, and we had to chase them down on segways. That did actually happen. Instead, we have wildlife. I mentioned the deer before. This is a great spot to see them as well. Large snapping turtles. They're pretty easy to spot. They're like big dinner plates in the river. Not in the river, but in the pond. There's a grass carp in there as well. Very cool. We call him Carl. He's a big old fat fish living high on the hog because all the algae in that pond, and it's all to himself.
Carl the carp.
Carl the carp. Occasionally other things like big blue herons, Canada geese, stuff like that. Every once in a while you get some really cool animals. As you go on down, just enjoy this one. We get real close to the ground, so don't freak out when you get too close. Then we'll have another tower. Here we go.
Josh, you up there?
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. I felt the tug and I thought, wait a minute, that's not mine.
So have you guys been here before?
Yeah.
Do you guys come here often?
This is my fourth time to Hocking Hills. I came when they were younger. We came camping, and he didn't come with me camping, but my two older ones.
Oh, okay.
We camped in a campground in Circleville. I don't even know if it's still there.
Take a step down. You're good to
Whoop.
go.
There we go. All right.
Hop on down right over there for me. Zip is clear, zip is clear. There you go.
I feel like I stopped it a little better.
You're getting better. It's that confidence, getting used to it. There's a lot going on. When I was first starting out here, there's a lot of things that freaked me out. Like going down the accelerator, I almost didn't go the first time. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this as a job. Hop on down for me. Zip is clear, zip is clear. People are like, really? You seem like you have so much fun here. Yeah, I do have fun here. Just, you know, I'm 6'4". Why would I want to get higher and faster? So we're taking a small break down here. We do have some stairs to climb. I do apologize.
No, I'm okay on stairs.
Okay. This is a lot of them, so don't feel bad when you're winded, because I get winded. We're going up.
Oh my gosh, I can't even see her.
Yeah, she is.
It takes a while, right? You
Yeah.
have the ground level to the upper canopy. Some cool things between here and there. If you want to see some poplar tree leaves, this tree right here is a small poplar. Some of the cooler trees down here, we have these trees with these large thorns on them. These are the honey locusts. Now, why they have thorns, there's a few theories on that. One of the biggest theories is they were around during the time of the mastodons and mammoths and whatnot. Just like the acacia trees in Africa, they grow these thorns so that way the elephants won't strip their leaves. So we figured maybe the locust trees had a very similar theory on living. So they said, okay, fine, if you're going to rip our leaves off, I'm going to rip your trunk up. Now, they like to grow on the edges of forests, also kind of a nice, because we figure most of those larger mammals would have been in the open fields, not along, or not in the woods. The wood itself, very dense, kind of bug resistant, great for firewood, also good for fence posts. There's a few birds that really like to use them just kind of put their nests because it kind of, keeps the predators away. There's a species of songbird not commonly found in Ohio, it's much further south, called a shrike or northern shrike. Now, it is a songbird, kind of like a sparrow, but not quite. But the male shrike will decorate his territory with trophies of dead bugs, lizards, other songbirds, and skewer them on honey locust branches and barbed wire fences.
Oh, geez.
It's kind of dark, but kind of cool, one of those things. And for whatever reason, nature went from, you're a sea eater to a meat eater.
Take a step down. You're good to go.
There we go. I was like, okay, I know it's coming. It was a little bright.
Right. Zip is clear, zip is clear.
I couldn't see your hand.
You're good.
I was like, where's his hand?
Right over here, woman. Zip is clear, zip is clear.
What?
You coming off there?
Woo! I know, because
Every time.
Yep.
it's like I'm afraid to let go. It's that feeling,
It's not normal for people to jump out of a tree. We like to be on the ground, so I understand that feeling.
That's like my one friend asked me if I'd ever go skydiving, and I'm like, no, I'm a nervous flyer, so I'm not going to jump out of a perfectly
Good plane.
Yeah, no.
not a bad way to live your life, honestly. So our next zip we're going to do is a short zip. We can zip into a small recessed cavern, or what people call a cave, which is very kind of cool. Now, it's not like Ash Cave or Old Man's Cave. Those are much larger. And honestly, they're all kind of the same, though, if you think about it, because a true cave would be like Mammoth Cave. That's an open to the surface, and then no ambient or natural light once you get all the way in. Old Man's Cave, Ash Cave.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Our recessed cavern. I just want to make sure you didn't drop it. I've lost a few. I haven't, but I've watched people lose a few cell phones on this platform.
I didn't think you were supposed to bring your cell phone.
You're not supposed to. You can't. So we can't tell you not to. It's your own personal property. It is your responsibility. But if you lose it, it's not my job to go and find it. One of those things. I've gone out. Let's see. This season, 2 times off the top of my head, probably 3 coming out here because someone lost their cell phone. Once it was below this tree. We found it by accident because it bounced just right because he thought it would be broken. It landed just right. It didn't break at all. The other gentleman, he meant to put it in his back pocket and he missed it and it fell out. Yeah, so it fell. It was over by it would be X11, X12, so it was by Super Zip Tower, which will be there in a little bit. So it was just on the ground on the mulch. He looked out because we thought he lost it over Super X. So that's 1,000 feet. So like it could be anywhere. I was like, we'll look for it. And I he's lost it forever. There's no way we're gonna find it. It was right there on the ground because he's like, yeah, I had it, and I checked it out. I was like, we'll see, dude. There it was. So back to the caves. If you've been to the parks before, Old Man's Cave are really cool. But the name Cave sounds better than Old Man's Recess Cavern, right? If you think about it, you can call Old Man's Recess, sounds kind of boring. Old Man's Crevice sounds kind of gross. Ash Cave, great name, right? Anything else sounds kind of vulgar. Ash Crack or Ash Hole, you know. Put on a T-shirt, you would get. It's not the family-friendly space you would have at a state park. I know, right? It sounds funny. As you dip into this one, you probably feel a bit of a temperature change because that water. There's a waterfall as we're zipping in. It drips, and as the water evaporates off the rocks, it cools it off. Recently, I saw online there was this video of they made this terracotta air conditioner that they soaked the pretty much like the same stuff your flower pots are made out of. Mm-hmm. They soaked those in water and then just put a fan through them, and the air off of the cooling and evaporating water off the terracotta cooled it better than any electric air conditioner ever could. Like, I think an electric air conditioner drops temperatures like 15 degrees. Like this one was dropping like 24 degrees. Wow. Much more efficient. It's crazy. It's a big setup though. It's not like to be fair, an air conditioning could fit inside your window. This was about probably as tall as me and my wingspan around. So one big full of those little bits of terracotta. I like the concept. I would love to save myself some electricity when trying to cool off my house, but I think they're trying to use it on a larger scale because of the size in like factories, because some factories get hot.
Oh yeah.
So very cool concept. We'll zip in, get to the ground, have a bit of a break, grab some water, and get a ride to our next 4 zips and finish up the rest of the course. When you're braking on this zip, you're going to put pressure down. Now some of these zips have been kind of slick already, but this one you may feel a little bit more, so don't freak out, just keep braking. Now the steps are going to be behind me, and they're going to be made of sandstone, so you don't want to bounce off those steps because they'll kick back.
Sounded
good. Somebody with a Segway?
No, it's someone on a Ranger. It looks like the Super Zip kids are having too much fun.
Yeah, I see him down there.
Something fell off.
If it wasn't a kid.
Well, I mean, it's the Super Zip crew. They're they're childish most of the time. They're good people, but we'll find. I'm sure we'll find out later. It's not like something fell off. Hopefully not. Hopefully it was just a piece of equipment, not a person. So we'll continue on with the rest of our course. This is X Cave. Here we go.
Well, he can see the whole thing this time. Oh, he kind of disappeared.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
You'll see him once you get down
there.
there.
I mean, I can still see his hat.
That's what I'm so afraid of.
Tippy toes?
Clear, clear.
Take a step down. You're good to go?
Yeah, I can see it.
boy.
We're shaking.
Just came in a little bit too high.
Yeah. Yeah. She did on a couple right before. She came in real hot. Her hand was kind of bouncing off. That's what she said.
Hopefully she can get a hang of it.
Yeah. She said we got 4 more after this?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the most exciting in my opinion.
Yeah. It's the one that's like really, really long, right?
Yeah.
It goes out over the field?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a step down.
I remember that one being really cool.
You're good to go.
You just got stronger arms than I do.
What's that?
You got stronger arms than I do. I just can't get it to slow down enough. Maybe I'll try my left one.
Honestly, you're not doing bad. Don't really worry about it. You haven't hurt me or yourself yet. We'll keep going. If you want to stop, let me know.
No.
Okay, no, you're good.
No, I just don't want to hurt anybody.
Like I said, I'm replaceable.
You
So
good?
it's like kind of a cool environment right here. I've been to Ash Cave. That's like a football stadium. This one's like your YMCA tennis court. But it's still the same concept.
Yeah.
Years and years, I mean thousands of years of erosion and time. This is kind of like a whole layer right there, like a whole ring kind of broke off. We've used for our
Landing.
our steps and our landings. Yeah. I love this stuff. I love being down here. A really cool one. It's kind of less visited. It's a historical marker, not an actual state park. It's called Robinson Cave in New Straitsville. There was a coal mine there, a bowling alley, a carousel for the town. There's also a meeting place where supposedly the unionized coal workers first started meeting, and when they first started doing some coal strikes, and actually really kind of hurt the town itself because they lit the coal mines on fire. The history is that they're still burning to this day, and they were burning for a while. Near the old high school, there was houses that could pull water up out of their wells. It would be boiling water. They wouldn't even have to put it on the stove.
Oh, wow.
That's how hot the water was getting in the wells, in the underground aquifers, because this coal fire, there wasn't enough oxygen for you had a roaring fire, but coal still has enough to where it just slowly would seep out the heat. There'd be hillsides where smoke would start to rise. There's a few spots still where if there's a heavy snow and you find this patch where it's still like bearing ground in the woods, probably a good chance there where that's where a coal fire is still burning slightly. It's crazy to think that it's still burning. I forget now the time. Probably the turn of the century, right around there between 1800s and 1900s. And that's one of the biggest tourist attractions it has for the longest time. Everybody's, believe it or not, came out. There was radio shows out of New Straitsville about the coal fire. Kind of cool. Kind of sad, too.
Yeah.
Follow me this way. Watch your step.
Kind of like Silent Hill.
Like what?
Silent Hill. It's an old video game. They made it into a movie.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen the thing.
My goodness, we have a lot more people here today. So, oh, this is bad. So last year, a buddy of mine put up some army men. Then our driver decided it'd be a good idea to put up some of these little plastic animals. Now, my goodness,
It's a little out of control here.
yeah, we even have a guy rappelling down. I want to come out here and clean this up.
Oh, I love the penguins.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Some unique species here in the Hocking Hills.
The plastic army men.
Yeah. Watch your step right here.
Yeah, we're about to clean those up.
Good?
Yeah.
All right.
Howdy, Jimmy.
Ooh, cool spider web. Did you see that?
Where?
On the side.
Yeah. Good?
Well, there's no railing, so.
Okay.
That was in Logan. We didn't have a whole lot. Oh, is that right? So it was like 10, maybe 15 minutes of rain. It wasn't that heavy, so whatever it was must have been north. I'm not sure how the...
It's fine.
You're up in Lancaster, right? New Lex, yeah, that's right. Climb on up. Hang out right over there for me. So you think come on up?
Sorry.
This next dip is our fastest or steepest on course. It's called X Tunnel. We go through this great little corridor, a natural tunnel here. If you want cannonball or plank, go for it. If you just want to enjoy the ride, that's cool too. I love the view from up here. Really on today, a little bit more cloudy. Throughout that sun would be great, but I mean honestly, clear blue skies is awesome. Fun to be up here and watch storms roll in. You can see them on the horizon. Over there we got a deer.
A deer.
Nice. A doe, a deer.
Hello, buddy.
Happily wagging its tail.
Yep. That's
Whether
pretty
it's
cool.
A yearling or if it's a mother. Every once in a while you'll see a fawn hanging out around here as well. These trails are for our off-road segways. We're going to see those again traveling around today.
I was going to ask you if that's what they were for.
Either that or I mean this guy gets drunk and just mows whatever he wants. don't ask Will about that. But yeah. Honestly, off-road segways are a lot of fun. For me though, I'm a little too tall, and so the segways naturally balance themselves out, so going uphill is one of the worst things I get to experience. Like up, start, up, start, up. But they cover a lot of ground. You get to see a few things you don't normally see on ziplining. Also, you get to get to hop off your Segway, and like there's food you can try, like wild berries and certain plants, which is a lot of fun. The guys that do those tours are really cool. One of them is our manager. If you get him at the right time, it's usually just around lunch, and he'll take you on pretty much a lunchtime tour of the property. What you can try and sample, what's edible, what's not, what smells good, stuff like that.
Cardinal on the line.
Hopefully he takes off.
Usually the birds, they'll move once you start going. And I was opening the course one day, and there were 2 dragonflies on the line, and I thought, oh, well, the birds moved, the dragonflies will move too.
Zip.
And I ran right over them.
Oh.
I felt so bad.
I hit a dragonfly zipping down on, not this one, but the zip after it. And on the next zip, you're going to do a lot of speed too. It's also our longest. And it felt like I hit a rock. And I looked down my shoulder, and this dragonfly, he's still alive. And he's just like looks like he's like, ah, that hurt. And I'm thinking the same thing, and I kind of shoo him off. But the one thing I didn't experience, and I wish I had, because I want to have those stories, is 2 years ago were the cicadas. Really bad idea.
Oh, yeah.
Zipping through here was like zipping through a paintball course.
Oh, man.
And if you don't like cicadas, that would also, be like, he's like, oh, God. I think it would just be fun, because, I mean, you are, on this zip, you probably reach closer to 35 miles per hour. Hitting a bug, you are the windshield, and it's not that comfortable. But right now, today, not a big deal. I mean, we have cicadas, but they're just the dog day cicadas, and they're very uncommon. Dragonflies are great. I love dragonflies. We have a lot of those out here. They are pretty much like just the hawks of the insect world. If you ever see, their jaws are pretty scary, actually. So their jaw unhinges once and then comes out. So they can eat really big prey. But they love eating mosquitoes. So they're oftentimes you see so many around ponds and lakes because they're eating all the mosquito larvae. So they're some of your best friends. And you have some weird species too. You have ones that are common in the early spring, you have summer species, and late fall species. Now I don't know if there's any rare species right now because dragonflies are pretty resilient as it comes to insects. But if you get a chance, the ODNR puts out those pamphlets every year. A couple years ago they put out a dragonfly one and damselfly, and there's some really cool just like facts and pictures, and like some species are just very pretty. You wouldn't think a bug would look that cool, like damselflies. Their reflective wings.
Yeah.
They're just almost like neon greens and blues. Really cool. We're going to continue on here on our fastest or steepest zip. Accidental. See you down there.
Did deer go?
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
Yeah, it probably went all through there. Okay. Sorry.
This part of Ohio is actually really cool because you wouldn't think it, but it is actually the second most biodiverse place in the whole entire world. Do you guys know what the first one is? The Amazon rainforest.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. I think that they can keep their #1 though because they have it for the creepy trolleys.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have it for woodsy.
Oh, there's a dragonfly right there.
Take
Where?
a step down.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
It came from behind and went up over the top.
You're good to go.
All right.
Bye.
See ya. Woo! And I missed a step. There we go.
You're good. Head on the other side, please.
Ah, stuck. There we go.
Hop on down. Zip is clear, zip is clear. Every time.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, oh.
Oh God!
You're fine.
We got you.
You're fine. You're fine.
I tried to do the taco and it was worse.
Okay. You're good.
You okay?
Yeah, it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I can tell by your tone of voice.
Yeah.
Hop on down, take your time. Zip is clear, zip is clear.
You good?
I'm good.
You're good.
I know. It wasn't so much I enjoyed what I was doing, but when I was
When
trying
you
to...
break, your hands jump, you gotta be confident about that. I'm not sure what was going on.
I don't know.
You gotta be confident with that hand. But I mean, we caught you. When you came in, you landed on your butt, so you hit the platform pretty good. Or you feeling all right? Just a little shaking.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let's see. I mean, you did okay for the most part. Just that little bit of landing. Going right over the road. Don't spit on my driver's zip across on this one. This one is our longest on course, not on property. The longest on property is Super Zip Tower, which is a 1/4 mile long. It also is our fastest, which is somewhere between 35 and 45 miles per hour. Pretty fast.
Did you do that one?
What, the Super Zip?
And then the highest point over that one is over the river. It's about 90, 85 feet. We'll do something similar, closer to 80, maybe 85, depending on how high the river is today. They do it all in one. We kind of do it, you know, piece by piece, fastest, longest, highest, prettiest. They do it all in one. That one might be your speed, no offense, but you don't have to worry about braking. It does it all for you on Super Zip. The thing is, the stairs probably would suck, but I mean, that one is a lot of fun. I recommend it. What's a lot of fun is also you can lay down your stomach and Superman. I know it seems a little intimidating, but
Yes, I don't like going head first.
there's probably a natural feeling, I'll be honest. But that one is still a lot of fun to do, and actually you get a coupon if you want to either use it today or sometime later this season, come back and try it, or give it to one of your friends. They'll take their money instead. We're going right underneath the tower almost, so we call this one Super X. This zip has gone through many different names. Originally it was called X to Z because it goes right to our Z zip on our other course, but it sounds like ecstasy, which is a drug, so we tried to get away from that. Then we went with, I think Kilo, no, Special K was the next one, because K for Kilo, Special K. Another drug reference we didn't really realize till a little bit later. Kilo sounds like another drug reference, though it's really not. I mean, a kilo of cocaine, I guess, is close enough, but still. So another drug reference, we had to change the name again. So now we're at Super X. Now, I don't know if it's a drug yet, but I'm sure somewhere in South Florida there's a trailer park. Someone is making Super X right now. So let's give it a while. We'll have a new name here shortly.
Now, see, Special K, I would have thought of as cereal.
Same. That's what mine. But I mean, then again, I'm not a drug dealer, so I don't know all the nicknames. And
You should try sometime.
be a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Probably make more money sometime. I'm in the right county for it. As you go down, we'll just change the subject right now. As you go down the cable, cannonball or plank for that speed if you want to try to go a little bit faster. There is an argument this one is our fastest as well as our longest, but we'll just, separate them. This one people tend to spin, so remember how to aim yourself, keep your balance. It's fun to spin, don't get me wrong, but it's that breaking backwards is even scarier.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've got people coming in backwards, and it's not great. Also, if you do feel like you're spinning, don't grab that cable, because that can throw you off as well. I had a gentleman, he cut up his arm a little bit because he missed, and he put his arm against the cable instead of his hand. He was fine, he was happy about it. He was an older gentleman, he was like 75. He's like, I'm fine. I was like, you bleed. No, you're not. Okay. Please let me get a Band-Aid.
So if we start to spin, is it where we sit?
Yeah, it's where you want to lean back a little bit more, aim yourself, just like you've been doing. You've been doing fine. So I don't think it's going to be a
Except
concern.
with my arm jumping off the cable.
The braking is a whole other issue. We'll work on that later. Next time you're back here, we'll try another course. Other than that, here we go. X Tunnel. Super X, oh no!
Messing it up. Come on up. So I would say to just try to keep your arm, like focus on your arm being stiff so that your hand doesn't bounce off the cable.
Well, I tried to do like that, and
Yeah.
that's, I think, what threw me off.
Come on up.
Yeah, these gloves aren't gonna like tear up your hand.
I know that.
Okay.
Take a step. Take a seat and you're good to go. Come on up.
All right. Sounded a little bit better.
Wait. Yeah.
I was gonna say it sounded like it was gradually slowing down. So
That sounded like she did it right. Just got the hang of it. Take a step. You're good to go.
Almost.
oops.
You're good, you're good. Too strong, pulling yourself in too fast, try to catch your fingers. Watch your step as you hop on down. Throw these, maybe, up and over your shoulder.
All right.
Zip is clear, zip is clear. We're on the ground for a little bit.
What? Butterfly. That sound. I was gonna say it sounded a little bit better.
That was probably her best one so far.
Yeah.
We'll continue that
Well,
on,
I
hopefully.
think what she said about keeping my arms stiffer,
Yeah.
then it wasn't moving around so much, and I can put more weight on it.
I like that. That worked out good. All the way in. So this is Super Zip Tower we were talking about earlier. Tallest, fastest, longest. Very cool. A lot of stairs that you can see.
Oh yeah.
You can see these guys' calves, muscles, so beautiful.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Cool things, these down here, I think it's cool. We have some unique species, not just unique to Ohio, but throughout Appalachia. We have spice bush, which is a very cool plant. I don't see any berries on this bush yet. Spice bush was used by the settlers as an alternative to allspice. If you grab a leaf, these are really beat up. This one. You crunch it up, kind of sweet lemony kind of smell. It's used as I just tossed a leaf back at me. Used in pine salt because it's so expensive to grow citrus fruit just for cleaning products. So same stuff is used there. The berries, here we go. These berries right here, these are what were used in allspice. Sometimes used in the deodorant Old Spice. Very unique to, as an understory plant, it grows really well down here. If you need it, try it a different way. If you want to plant apple trees, this is a great tree or bush to plant before you plant the apple tree, so they like similar soils. So these are cheaper, easier, a little bit easier to grow. So if you can get these to grow really well, you know your soil's good enough for apple trees, because apple trees are a bit more sensitive. They're kind of like the acidic soil. Not as acidic as blueberries, but close. Now this tree right here is probably one of my favorite trees. It is the poor man's banana, Appalachian banana, or the pawpaw. You can see a fruit growing right here over top of it.
Oh yeah.
There's another one right there. Now they're ripe around the end of August into September and the beginning of October. What's cool about these trees, which I think is cool, is their leaves, if broken up and crunched, smells, well, one of two ways. I've heard two different descriptions. Like green peppers or burnt rubber.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very strong. Now, don't try it. It doesn't taste like green peppers. That's the voice of experience.
Oh, green pepper.
Yeah. This is as tall as the trees will get, maybe a little bit taller, a little bit wider around. I like to be in the understory. The fruit's pretty tasty. It tastes somewhere between like a really ripe banana and a mango. Very soft and squishy when it is ripe. Kind of like an avocado. That consistency is very soft. Some people don't like that. You can eat the fruit and the skin. Be warned, too much of the skin of the fruit is a natural laxative. Keep that in mind. The seeds are very big. You can spit those out, and I would recommend spitting those out because they can make you very sick. But a very cool tree. There's actually a festival in southeastern Ohio now. It's been going for, I think, 15, 16, 17 years now. Pawpaw Fest, they make everything out of this tree. Well, out of the fruit, not the tree. The fruit like pastries, ice cream, smoothies. I've had pawpaw mayonnaise, lots of beers down here with a lot of breweries. They like to make their pawpaw beers. Jack Yo's is really famous for theirs. But really, one of my favorites. If I could, get a little cabin in the woods, surround my cabin in the woods with these trees and the maple trees. Those are the two things I would love to grow. I love the fruit so much; it's so good. I'll make myself sick eating them.
Where do you find them?
Throughout Ohio. As you go further west, they're harder to find, but they are found throughout Appalachia. They like to be in cool, damp places for the most part.
Okay.
There's a whole grove where I'm from. I'm from the western side, near Dayton. Oh, okay. And it's kind of a lowland by a stream, and there's a whole grove of them. I go out there. It is poaching. I'll admit I've poached, but yeah, I know. It's better than killing an animal. Just taking some fruit.
Are you close to Kettering?
I'm closer to Greenville, but I am close to Kettering. I mean,
I had friends that lived there. We used to come down here and visit them all the time.
Yeah, Kettering. That's south of Dayton. I was north of Dayton.
Okay.
Mom was originally closer to there, and so was Dad. I grew up in the cornfields of Dark County. That's why I'm so tall. I had to look over the cornfield.
Saw that pawpaw fruit.
That too, yeah. It was next to the power plant. I never put that together until now. Just kidding. Follow me on up. Nuclear power plant.
Little radioactive.
Yeah, I glow in the dark. I'm on night light. You can stand out over there.
I'm gonna come under you guys.
Alright, so this is going to be our highest zip. We're going right over the original canopy tour, which is right down there. You can see the bridge and the last cable underneath us. And we're also crossing over the Hocking River. So it's double crossing. That's the name. Some guys like to call it reverse grandma's house. You know the song, Over the River and Through the Woods? We're going through the woods and over the river. I'm having a hard time talking today. Canoers and kayakers will be probably visible today, though it is in the middle of the week. Weekends are the busiest. On some weekends, you can walk across the entire river just by boats. You won't even touch the water. river
That
itself.
would be kind of boring though if you were a boater.
Kinda. No, it's, well, when you have the days off, you take what you can get. We have a lot of professional drinkers. We call those cabrewers. They come out here. Some of the college students, I think, are down here on scholarships. That's all they seem to do. We see a lot of those. Like the 4th of July weekend is probably one of our busiest weekends out here. Last year, one of my favorite stories is we're there at ground school talking. I'm on channel 1, which is our managers and everyone else's channel if we need to communicate with our managers. And over the radio here, manager, I'm at X13, the tower we're about to zip into, and they're shooting fireworks at us. And I'm like, what? Like a kid listening to the radio of the football game. Oh my God. Mid-speech, dude, just cuts me off. I'm like, what? And they're like, what's going on? Why are you so excited about a radio call? And they weren't shooting at us directly. They were just, there's this bend in the river and it goes that way. Right, there's this large sandbar, it's kind of a little short, and they're just hanging out and grilling, having a good time shooting off fireworks. It's 4th of July. And it was just very funny because I was hoping to be out there in time to see these guys shoot fireworks, and I wasn't there. It's one of the funniest radio calls I've ever heard. Manager, they're shooting fireworks at us. Suddenly we're zipping through a war zone instead of the woods.
Bottle rockets whizzing by your head.
Yep.
Was that this year or last year?
Last year.
Oh man.
So I think it was like Ariel's first or second week as manager as well.
Really?
And she answered the radio first. This is manager, go ahead. There's this long pause between the firework call and that response. It was great. So we're going over this area. You get real close to the ground right here. I'm just kidding, not that close. But you get way up on the other side. Now right here, I wish we can see them because we're right over their almost right over their nest. So these two big boulders over here. Inside, I didn't know until just last week that we have baby vultures right now on property. They're puffy and white. They're kind of hard to see from up here. I saw them Thursday and Friday, I believe. And another guy's like, yeah, they're right there. And sure enough, they're kind of cute at that stage, all puffy and white. But as vultures grow older, they do gain that normal, kind of like grizzled look. Black feathers, pink head.
Nasty.
Yeah, nasty. I mean, their lifestyle is very unique, so that look is very useful to them, but to us, it looks very gross.
Yeah, they're not the best looking birds.
Unique. To put it
being
nice.
nice. Yeah, being nice to I'm trying not to offend the birds.
They're rather ugly.
Yeah. This tower is a very common spot for them to roost, actually. I had a group come across, and I was giving this little boy crap all tour because it's easy to do, because kids are fun to mess with. And as he zips in, this vulture lands, like, hey, buddy, that's a bad omen. we're one more zip in, that's a bad sign. He's like, what? And I was like, a big vulture. He didn't even see it land. He goes, oh, Jesus! Then we had another one land right next to it. I was like, well, now it's starting to bother me. I was like, I was just joking. We have two types of vultures out here. We have the turkey vulture, which is that pink head, a bit of a narrower face, and then you have the black vultures, which are becoming more and more common in Ohio. They were a southern United States species, but for whatever reason, their range is changing. They're slowly coming further and further north. We had a pair, I think they were nesting over in a sycamore tree on the other course. They're there, at least in the early parts of spring, they're there just to kind of roost, to stay out of the weather. To me, they're cool birds. Yes, they're gross, and what they eat is gross. They're also one of my favorite jokes. A vulture's on an airplane, he brings his one carry-on. Carry-on is, a description for dead animal. Sorry, I had to explain it. We'll continue on, though. This zip, our highest point is over the river itself. Like I said, about 85 feet. We're landing at the tower. Don't forget when the tower's moving a little bit, it's designed to be that way. Like most of your skyscrapers and suspension bridges, they sway a little bit because if they were rigid, things would snap and break. It doesn't move too much, though, and the view is great. It's right in the middle of the valley. So here we go.
First again. Yep.
Clear.
Sounded like you did well on the last one, though.
Yeah, I tried to remember what you said.
Take a step down.
Don't ask me why.
Both hands and you're good to go. So where are you in the lineup of siblings?
I am middle. I have an older brother, an older sister, and a younger sister.
Okay.
The younger sister is with us. The two older ones are.
You left them behind.
Yeah.
You guys are the favorite children.
Oh
no. Take a step down.
Well, Veronica's the baby, and she plays that to a T. So.
You're good to go.
All right.
Hop on down. Zip is clear, zip is clear.
What did you do that time? Good?
My arm bounced a little bit.
But you didn't come crashing in, so
It's good.
we're doing all right. So great view from up here. This is our last zip we're about to do. The grand finale. So I always say we have the fastest, the longest, the highest, and the lastest. Our prettiest, coolest, wettest. We're going over the Hocking River one last time. From up here, though, you can see from where we started. Up there on the hilltop, you see that gap in the pines. That gap in the pines is right next to our kids' course and our first tower. You can almost see it from right there. If you know what you're looking for when you're sitting on top of X1, you can actually see this tower through the pines. We've gone probably about a mile's worth of cable, so we've done about a mile zip lining. Pretty good. We're moving pretty quick, though. We picked you guys up at what, 9?
Between 9:10 and 9:15.
Yeah. Right. Well, we're doing all right. I've done a lot of talking. She told me to shut up. I'm sorry. As you go on down, this last zip will have a photographer on the course. So he or she will be probably right underneath the tower, or underneath, or right next to me. So just kind of smile, lean, and wave if you want a good photo. At least lean out so we can see your face. But remember, you do want to break as well. So prioritize. What's more important? What's more important, the photo or the break? Photo,
Smile for the photo, and then you don't break and you crash.
Well, we'll use that last photo to reconstruct your face, you know. Go big or go home, I always say. Enjoy this one. This is about, what, 700, I think, feet long? Pretty good view. If the canoers or kayakers try to give you a high five with their paddle, don't do it. If they splash you, I'm sorry. If they throw you a beverage, I didn't see, but please share. Here we go.
Come on up.
All right.
Boy, he wasn't kidding about this moving.
Yeah?
It moves quite a bit.
I didn't notice it when I was standing here while you guys were coming in.
Well, him going off the, like going down the line is what's making it move. Right
Yeah.
now. There's not a whole lot of wind, so that's pretty much the only one.
So that's what it sounds like when you're slowing down.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to sound like when I'm slowing down.
So the last couple ones sounded a lot
Yeah.
better.
Seems
course,
like you've got it.
I was
this
paying
last
attention a
one
little bit more.
I jerked a couple of times and got panicky.
All right, take a step down. Keep hanging out to your right for the picture. Don't forget to smile when you're good to go.
I'm like, right, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Doing all right?
Yep.
Head on the other side. Whoa, hold on. Up and over the shoulder. Up on down. I always forget to call for a driver when I have one to people. I got magic cards in my car. Cool. From who? Just your collection or? No worries. Yeah, sure.
Feet up.
Not bad, not bad.
So our feet low. I'm like, oh, don't.
Yeah,
mess
so I
with
thought, I
the
was like, I wonder if she's enough to kick Ryan. I hope not. Figured he'd duck out of the way though. That'd be a good photo though, you know. And there's her, sorry, you just hit her in the head. Move your leg, there you go. Up and over your shoulder. Hop on down. That's everybody, Ryan. Clear, clear, clear. Off to a good start. I made it.
Well, at least it was the
Good,
last
how are
one
you?
and not the first one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
We're going to take some pictures down here. Just stand with your back to the river right there, unless you have any better ideas. Let's have a private tour.
Yeah.
Did this cost you? Probably a lot, right?
No, actually,
Oh,
nobody else wanted this one today.
crazy. Oh, it's price of streets.
We didn't know
Alright.
Screech was on it.
Like we like each other. I'm going to do one close up and then I'll zoom out. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Awesome. And then I'll zoom out a little bit. Cool. Alright, then we'll get the one with your guy.
We'll hop in here, proof.
Screech Owl.
That's right, Screech Channel. Very good.
I saw that, and I'm like, I'm not going to say anything right
No, you're
now.
allowed to. No, that's actually my nickname, not Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, that guy was weird. On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So that's your photos.
So Red will be here shortly. If you want a snack, we have some snacks here today. Got a musty smell. As we find out.
Have a musty snack.
Yeah, no, it's sorry. No. Just to open it up, it smells like something got moisture into there.